but my congestion has given me a brief moment where it's not hounding me. And I've missed you guys, so I figured I might as well just say hi. Trying to get onto the watch page. Just love how long it takes to get there. Yeah, guys, I'm still sick. Still coughing a lot. But I am a lot better than I was when I filmed The Flu Sucks. The Tamiflu that the urgent care doctor gave me did help. But I am still not out of the woods yet. Unfortunately. Hey Ronaldo, hey Rick. Hey Andrew, yeah, it has been a while. I've been meaning to interact with you guys for a while, but my stupid cough has been so unpredictable lately that I'm hesitant to do much talking unless I have to. It's really fun when you hit that point. Thankfully, my fever is completely gone. My only symptom is a cough that varies between being really dry and no amount of water seems to coat my throat, and then it'll change into a productive cough and it's just awful. Hi Calvin. It's nice to see some people that showed up so quickly. But guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I am filming on my new camera. It's the Logitech HD Pro C920. I noticed the audio is a lot better. There's not that awful staticky sound to it. And I like that it's widescreen, so it's not just a narrow little box of my face. It's really fun. Ronaldo, you didn't miss much at all. I've just been sick with the flu for a while. Hey Amy, it's good to see you here. But yeah, guys, hey Drake Tooth. But basically, in the beginning of December, my brother got sick. And you guys probably remember that. And he got me sick and my mom. So the three of us were miserable for over a week. Then we got better. Then my dad got sick. And then mom got sick and I got sick and John got sick. We went to Quick Care and they did the nasal swab to check for the flu, and I was the only one who came back positive. Aren't I a winner? But the doctor gave us Tamiflu, gave it to me to get rid of my flu, and gave it to Mom and John to prevent them from getting the flu. And it seems to have worked. Right now, I'm just still dealing with a lot of crap in my lungs. It's not fun. But I'm managing. I hate going without dairy. I can never be vegan. If any of you watching are vegan, I don't know how you do it, but I miss my cheese. But I know dairy products make congestion worse, so that's why I'm staying away from them, but it's so hard. My willpower is very, very small. But the couple of times I did give in, I did regret it later with a lot worse coughing. Amy, if you don't see anything, it's probably on your end, because everyone else says it's fine, so try refreshing the page. Rick, that's funny. But yeah, so that's basically where I'm at. No fever, no aches and chills, nothing like that. Just really bad congestion and a cough. I'm not sure if I'm contagious. because the junk that I do get rid of is green, and I know that's a sign of infection. So I'm doing my best to stay inside and away from other people as much as possible, as to not be one of those people who spreads it around. And honestly, I like staying at home because I don't have to deal with crazy drivers or other unpleasant people. Rick, you're funny. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hair is different. I dyed it back to match my natural roots, but I left just a little bit of the bleach section here. When I straighten my hair, it'll really stand out, but I'm way too sick and tired to do that for a while. But I just wanted to show you guys. No more obvious bleach blonde trailer trash like hair. This is more of what my color would naturally be if I never dyed it. As an Italian, I think it makes me look more Italian too. But thank you guys. I actually had quite a hard time getting my hair to dye properly. I'm a frequent flyer at Sally's Beauty Supply because they do have a lot of great products for lower prices than what you would find at most other places. And the woman working behind the counter recommended that I try this pre-color treatment that is supposed to help the dye seal in even more, and then a post-color treatment to help keep the dye in there. Now, I've been dyeing my hair for years now, so I pretty much know what I'm doing. I followed the directions to the T, did the dye exactly as I was supposed to, but it didn't work. It barely made any difference. All it did was change the whiteness of my bleached out hair to be more blonde, not darker. But Sally's is wonderful. They have a wonderful customer service, and they have a great return policy. They say if you try a product and it doesn't work the way you want it to, you can get your money back. So I brought everything that I had bought that day with the receipt, and I brought it back and I explained, hey, I've been doing my hair for years. I followed the directions, barely did anything to my hair. Could I please get a refund? And I did, and to thank them, I bought a couple conditioning packets, because I'm the type that feels bad if I buy a product and it doesn't work and I just leave it. I want to buy something else as like a thank you for making the refund process easy. What? Anyways, so I was able to get my refund without any hassle, and it was great. Then I went to Big Lots with Mom. She was looking for something else, and I figured, you know what? I might as well see if they have hair dye. And they did. They had the exact brand and color that I usually go for if I want to go back to my natural hair color. And it was less than $5. So I felt like a real winner. And I used the extra money to spoil myself and buy 3 more pairs of fluffy socks. I don't know about you guys, but I can never have too many pairs of fluffy socks. Especially in winter. Especially when it's raining a lot. And thankfully, this dye worked just fine. No problems. And I actually did it today. I was able to get the kitchen clean, which is a big deal. Because I feel best when I can get some housework done. Then I took my shower. What?
Go ahead and finish.
What were you going to tell me?
I was going to talk to you about the beach trip.
Okay. We'll talk later. Anyways, where was I going? Having ADHD and getting distracted mid-sentence doesn't help. Oh yeah, I was talking about fluffy socks. Anyways, my plan is to take the old socks I have that are worn out by the toes and cut them up into little pieces so that my mice can have extra plush bedding. I believe all pets should be pampered. And so they're going to have a happy surprise later on. But yeah, Sally's is great. Most of the time their products work just fine for me. I've only had to return a product 2 or 3 times in the several years that I've been shopping there. And every time I did have to return something, no hassles about it, no looks of judgment like, did you just do it wrong? Are you stupid? Or are you just trying to rip us off? None of that. Just genuine courtesy. And that's why I keep going back to them. But yeah, Calvin, it's a clicker style nose ring. That's what they call it. It is not real. I do not have the willpower to commit to something permanent on my face. Plus, I hear it's a very painful piercing. And I like that I can easily just pull it out or put it back in within a couple seconds. But, so that's all that's been going on around here. Not a whole lot. The New Year was pretty good. I spent my night watching Lord of the Rings with my family. I can never get enough of Tolkien's work. And I'm super excited about them because they're going to film the Silmarillion. Or at least I heard rumors of it. I hope they're true. But yeah, Amanda is sleeping. She's had a really rough week. If any of you guys are friends with her on Facebook, I'd encourage you to send her a quick message just saying you're thinking about her and you wanted to let her know that she's cared for. Excuse me. I don't feel it's my place to divulge what's happened, but there's been a life-altering event in her life, and it's really hurting her. So she could use some loving encouragement right now. And if she feels open to talking about it, she'll tell you. But, she's pretty strong and resilient. So I'm sure she'll get through it, but it's just really hard right now. In the description of this video, I did write that I would share home remedies, and I will do that in a bit. Amy, unfortunately, you hit the nail on the head with that. Oh, hey, Amanda, there you are. I thought you were asleep. It's good to see you here. Where was I going? Oh, yeah, home remedies. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with what a hot toddy is, but it's a really good drink for if you have a bad cold or the flu. Basically, it is 4 ounces of hot water, some lemon juice, 1 shot of whatever whiskey you prefer, and a couple pinches of cinnamon, ginger, and some other spices I can't recall right now. And you drink it hot. And if you're the kind of person like me, when you get sick, you don't want a whole lot of steps in making anything. So I came up with a lazy man's version of it, where I just brew my favorite tea, add cinnamon, honey, and then I throw in a shot of whatever whiskey I prefer. It's pretty much the same thing as a hot toddy, only a lot fewer steps, which is best for me, because when I'm sick, my brain goes into sleep mode. Hey Mike, it's good to see you. But yeah, Calvin, it is a very effective remedy. but it will make you start sweating in less than a minute. So don't be completely bundled up when you start drinking it. Otherwise, you will not be able to rip off the blankets quick enough. I learned that the hard way. But right now I'm having some vanilla chai tea with honey. Thankfully, my voice is mostly returned. A few close people to me have warned me, do not sing until you're totally healed. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your voice even worse, and it's going to suck. And I'm the type that likes to sing in the shower or when I'm doing dishes or whatnot. So having to stop myself from singing is really hard. Hey, Amy, glad you're back. Hey, Patriot, good to see you. Yeah, Calvin, that is true. Sometimes sweating it out really is the best thing. I'm just not a fan of sweating a lot. Hey, Hickstar, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've been on here and interacting with you guys, so it's good to see you all here. Thank you, Patriot. It's amazing what going without dairy when you're sick, making sure to sleep in as much as possible, and drinking a lot of hot tea will do for someone when they're sick. It really has helped. And like I said, I did just dye my hair today, and I showered. So you're seeing me completely clean face right now. So it feels good. I know I'll probably sleep a lot better tonight too. Oh, heck. What's going on? Hey, Faith. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of weird comments on some of my videos, and they're interesting to say the least. Thankfully, none of them so creepy that I feel the need to report and block them, but forward enough that it's like, I'm guessing you don't know typical social protocol when interacting with someone you don't know. You know, that kind of stuff. Otherwise, like Rick said, I have 375 subs now, and it blows my mind. I thought I would get maybe a couple hundred people who would like my stuff, but to have almost double that, it's pretty awesome. Oh, Faith, I've gotten comments like, I'd hit that, or, you're so beautiful, can I have your Facebook so we can message each other? You know, not outright deplorable comments, but just enough that it's like, you're kind of pushing the social boundary right there. Just a little bit. Might want to ease off. Yeah, Faith, one dude actually said I'd hit that. And I was kind of like, huh? Aw, thank you, Mike. I missed you guys, too. It's just, up until now, my voice has been too, untrustworthy. And I never know when a coughing fit is going to hit, and it's pretty bad. It's the kind of full-body cough that makes you start crying and your face beat red. It's not fun. At one point, every time I cough, it felt like I was being throat punched. It was bad. Oh, thank you, Patriot. I appreciate that. When people call me pretty or beautiful or any other positive, decent words like that, not an issue. But it bugs me when people are boldly asking, oh, can I have your Facebook? Can I talk to you? You're pretty, I want to date you. When it's like that, it gets a little uncomfortable, but just nice compliments without any statement of expectation or hope for more. Those are what I prefer. But, thankfully, most of the people here are really nice, really helpful and encouraging. Thank you, Rick. That's very sweet. Thank you, Mike. Rick. I don't see myself moving to Pennsylvania anytime soon. I don't think I have any family there. I have family in Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, San Diego, but I don't think I have any in that area. Drake Tooth. See, you guys, when you guys are making comments like that, that's funny and that's sweet, and I know your motivation for saying stuff like that. I can tell where your heart's coming from. But when total strangers leave comments like that, it's like, uncomfortable. Can you ease up? Oh, Amy, that's funny. Yeah, I have relatives in Green Bay. And of course they root for the Packers. Aw, thank you, Patriot. That's really sweet. Yeah, Calvin, I totally agree. There's a lot of guys, and some women, who act like they can just catcall or say whatever they like to a total stranger. And it's like, no. You're supposed to mind social etiquette and not be a creep. I keep drinking my tea because my throat is starting to dry out. I think I'm going to have to end this stream fairly soon. Unless you guys want to see me have a coughing fit. This one's going to be a dry throat type. My whole family is still coughing. I swear, when this family gets sick, it's like 10,000 years later. And then we're better. Okay, Drake Tooth, I will tell you both the creepiest and the funniest pickup lines I've ever heard. My favorite innocent one has to be when I was working at a yogurt store in the mall. I was a person who stood outside with the sample cups, trying to get people to come in and taste the yogurt in hopes they would end up buying it. And it was October or November. So the place I worked at had pumpkin pie flavored yogurt. It was amazing. Very sweet, very smooth. It tasted like pumpkin pie. And I saw this group of high school kids, like 5 or 6 of them, and they all go walking by, and I offer them sample cups, and I suggest, hey, you should try the pumpkin pie. It's really sweet. Then one of the guys looks me up and down and says, well, you're a pumpkin pie. And then he sauntered in to get his sample. I just about grabbed my chest and thought, oh my gosh, that is the cutest, most innocent pickup line I have ever heard in my life, and probably ever will hear in my life. That one will always stick out in my mind. And I've heard other creepy ones like, I'm really lonely, can you be my girlfriend? Or comments alluding that the guy is very sexually active and will I be his girlfriend? And it's like, I don't do that. I'm not that kind of a woman. So you really are barking up the wrong tree, bucko. And I've developed a kind of a rough exterior. I'm desensitized to a lot of creepy stuff in this world. Especially dealing with all these scammers and hearing some of the things that come out of their mouths. After a while, you start to get used to it and it doesn't affect you as much. But once in a while, there will be a comment on one of my videos that is just so outrageous and rude and graphic that it makes me physically uncomfortable. and it takes a lot to get me there. And whenever that does happen, I always report the user for offensive or disturbing comments, and I flag their channel and I block them. In one of my earlier streams, I talked about this dude who wrote very graphic, very NC-17 comments on one of my videos describing what he would do to a young pre-pubescent girl, and would I be his girlfriend. I took screenshots of that in case something happened and I needed proof that he left those rude comments. I had my guy friends all go to his channel and report him, so hopefully his channel is permanently gone now. I would hate to think that he's posting that kind of filth on other people's videos. Seriously, Patriot, it's this attitude of entitlement, and anyone can just up and do it with anyone. And it's like, no, that's not how life works. No, you're not supposed to be that way. Rick, that's funny. Alright, Mike. Yeah, Calvin, it can work if you do it properly. You know, you just gotta keep it on the light-hearted, funny, innocent end of the spectrum, and not the overtly sexual, creepy end. Like, any guy who just looks a woman up and down and says, "Hey, nice ass," or "Hey, nice tits," you're not gonna get anything at all. Unless you're talking to a hooker. Then you'll get her attention. But a woman like me? You gotta be respectful. You gotta be a full gentleman with etiquette from the 50s. You know? Not these millennial douchebags who think they can get it whenever they want, with whoever they want. And if a woman isn't willing to do that, then she's automatically a bitch. And it's like, no, you think yourself this big, but you're really this big. Maybe. Yeah, I think Amanda has gone to bed. Rick, if I'm ever in Pennsylvania, sure. I got a little behind on these comments. But yeah, Rick, a pickup line like that, where you compliment a woman not just on her looks, but on her intelligence or her personality, and then you ask if they'd be interested in getting coffee. That is appropriate, that's respectful, and that's much more likely to get you the result that you want. Instead of just commenting, can't English right now. It's much more effective than commenting on one body part, or just saying, "Hey, you're sexy, let's go have fun." No. Most women that I know of won't go for that. Yeah, Calvin, stuff like that is cool. I will compliment total strangers, regardless of their sex, if I feel they could use a little bit of uplifting. Like if I see someone with colored hair, like mine, regardless of gender, I'll be like, "Hey, your hair is awesome. Did you do it yourself or did you get it done?" You know, stuff like that. It makes people feel good. Or, "That is a really cool shirt. Where'd you get it?" You know, stuff like that. Stuff that's nice. It makes people feel better about themselves. Alright, Faith. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you sleep well. Yeah, Patriot. Honestly, it's better to be shy than to be overly confident and a jerk, which a lot of people are in today's world. Hey, Lynette, good to see you. I am doing a little better. Still have a cough, so I still got to take it easy. But I'm able to get some housework done now without feeling like I'm going to pass out, which is a really good feeling. But anyways, yesterday I went to Walmart with my mom because we had a little bit of light grocery shopping to do. And this cute little girl who is like 6, maybe 7, she was with her mom. She looked at my hair and she said, "I like your rainbow hair." And that just warmed my heart so much. I was so tempted to hug that kid, but I thought, no, I'm someone she doesn't know. Today's world is full of creeps, so I better just be really polite and thankful. And it was just so sweet. And then when we were in the checkout, this older woman came up to me and almost hugged me. It was really unusual, and she was just going on about how pretty my hair is, how she loves the colors, and it was really sweet. And it's just nice to get compliments like that from strangers, because if I'm having a crap day and I feel like I look like crap, but some stranger who doesn't know me comes up to me and says I look cool, or they like this look that I'm sporting or whatnot, that makes me feel really good. That changes my whole day around, you know? So it never hurts to just be nice. Okay, how would I try to pick up a guy? Well, honestly, I've given up on the whole dating thing. I was in a long-term relationship for over a year. He pansied out and left and blamed me for it. So I'm kind of jaded on the whole idea of love and romance and marriage and all that stuff. But if I were interested in a guy, I would probably compliment something about his look if it was a stranger. But normally I don't approach strangers to try and get to know them. I'll just throw in a passing compliment to make their day better. I haven't really put much thought into what I would say if I wanted to try and pick up a guy. Oh, I just thought of one. If he was wearing anything pertaining to comic books or any of my favorite movies or TV shows, I would strike up a conversation about that. I think that's the approach I would take. Yeah, Calvin, that's a good way to do it, regardless of gender. Just try and find what they're interested in, have them talk about that. It's really the easiest way to get a conversation going. Oh, on my sleeve, it says Lake Tahoe. Fun fact, this shirt is older than I am. It was my mom's, and she wore it when she was my age, when she met my dad. But I take very good care of it, so that's why it looks fairly new. Thank you, Patriot. It just, I see too many marriages that don't have much love in them. The couple just tolerates each other, or they're fighting all the time. I see couples who have been together for years just break up. Last year, a bunch of YouTubers that I was really following and I really enjoyed, they broke up. And I'm like, those couples were together for years. Everyone loved them. What happened? How could they break up? And so I just see breakups everywhere. Very few happy, functioning, lasting relationships anymore. Because everyone is into what they want and how to get it. People love things and use people when we're supposed to love people and use things. And as a general rule, that's how the world works nowadays, especially with this generation of self-entitled brats. So, yeah, I'm pretty much grumpy cat when it comes to all notions of love. Maybe someday the right guy will come around and change my mind, but as far as I know, not gonna happen, and I'm okay with that. I get enough fulfillment from my family and my friends and my pets. And as long as I have those things, I'm gonna be fine. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Rick. That's really tough. But yeah, Calvin, when people ask about interesting topics instead of, oh, what's your favorite color? Or what team do you root for? Shallow things like that don't keep conversations going. Aw, Amy, that's cute. Hi, baby. Oh, Calvin, I see that. That's really tough. But yeah, a lot of people don't know how to love. They really don't. They don't know what it means to put the other person's needs above your wants. And they don't know what it's like to actually have true love and stay with it. Sure, it's easy to be in a relationship when there's no real struggles going on, no real obstacles to have to deal with. But as soon as it gets difficult, they bail. As soon as it becomes inconvenient, they're on to looking for someone else. And that's what happened with my ex. Things got difficult with my health issues. I wasn't handling them the best, but I was trying. And he just gave up. And he walked away. So much for true love and I'm never gonna leave you. You're always gonna have me. You'll never lose me. I can't imagine a future without you. So much for all that. And so much for you're the love of my life. And you'll always be that. Yeah. So I've heard all those sweet lines before. And all those promises that were said with a look of sincerity on his face. But then when things got tough, he was gone. He blamed me for it. So, yeah, I'm done. It's gonna take a miracle for me to change my mind. But I just don't see relationships as being worth it anymore. Too many selfish, shallow, stupid people. And not enough who are worth keeping around. Thank you, Patriot. I appreciate that. I've always been an old soul. I've always had really conservative views about everything. And I've gotten hate for that. But I'm going to stick to my guns. And I'm not going to change just because society wants me to. Yes, Ronaldo, that is so true. Pets are the best. My dog is a brat. She usually only gives me a whole lot of attention when I have food. But if I'm really sick, she'll cuddle with me, and that makes it better. But, yeah, Drake Tooth, I'm glad to have all you guys here, too. Rick, that would be clever. Three-legged cat named Tripod. That's adorable. Yeah, Calvin. Unfortunately, I learned that the hard way. It's just, he said it with such conviction and such sincerity that I fully believed him, and I think when he said that, he meant it at the time. But as reality started to knock on his door, he realized, oh, I'm a man-child and I'm not ready to grow up yet. Better run and hide instead of growing up and facing what needs to be faced in order to be a functioning adult in a healthy and lasting relationship. I do still love him, or who I thought he was, but at this point I wouldn't take him back unless he showed undeniable, completely obvious proof that he was not the same person who left me. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. And he made it clear he doesn't see us ever getting back together. So as far as my heart goes, I mourn the death of who I thought he was. Thank you, Ronaldo. Patriot, I don't know what you mean about the child thing, unless you're referring to me not being able to have kids. I'm very open about that, because the more you talk about certain things, the easier it is for you to cope. But yeah, you guys, if you watched my video on Turner syndrome and my hysterectomy, you will have seen that I have a chromosome defect where my body is missing part of one of the chromosomes, so it doesn't 100% recognize it's supposed to be female. So all my reproductive organs were formed, but they were not working. I wasn't producing any hormones on my own, and I was having awful trouble all the time. If you want more details, you can watch my Turner syndrome hysterectomy video. But long story short, I had uncontrollable bleeding problems that no amount of prescription changes fixed. So I just got everything removed to save myself the trouble, since I wouldn't be able to have a kid anyways. Yeah, Patriot, I'm sad on his behalf that he most likely won't do better. It's really hard when someone you love is different, but you have to accept reality. You can't keep holding on to a fantasy, and that's been difficult for me. Hi, Richberg. I don't think I've interacted with you before, but it's nice to meet you. Yeah, Amy. I'm on medications. I'm on a hormone patch and a pill. So I'm doing well as far as that. I don't have hot flashes or anything like that. Amanda, that's sad. Yeah, he's 26 now. Still living at his house with his mom and stepdad. Barely working 2 part-time jobs last I heard. And I honestly had thought that by now I'd be married to him, living in our own house or apartment. But instead I'm here, grieving the loss of the relationship and the future I thought I was going to have. But talking to you guys about it helps. It does. And seeing a therapist helps too. It's just really tough. But that's how it goes when love fails. It's never easy. Oh, Patriot. Yeah, I'm very short. I'm 5'2". I would have been shorter, but my dad is 6.5 feet tall. So that's the only reason why I'm not under 5 feet. Yeah, Calvin, it really hurts. But I've made my peace with it. Because what else can you do? It is nice to not have to deal with any monthly troubles. And to know if I ever do find a guy worth taking the chance with, and I do get married, I'm going to adopt a few years into being married. That's always been my plan, ever since I knew I couldn't have kids at 15. Because there are so many kids out there who need a loving home. They need people to love them. They need parental figures in their life. And I refuse to parent by myself. So unless I get married, I won't be adopting any. I mean, kudos to all you single parents out there who make it work. It's incredible. I don't know how you do it, but I just know it's not for me. I would want to provide a child with a mother and a father, not just a mother who's barely holding it together. Amy, if you saw me in person, you would see I am pretty short. I'm dwarf-sized. But yeah, Patriot, I believe it. Rick, that's funny. Oh, Rick, I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough. But, yeah, honestly, the breakup is why I started this. That's why I started doing YouTube videos where I actually show my face. I needed a distraction. I needed something to keep my mind focused so I wasn't going to just keep rehashing what happened. Don't you just love how the mind does that with traumatic events? And not only has this been a good diversion from my thoughts, but I've also found great support from you guys here too. I feel like all you guys here are extended family, supporting me, loving me, and helping me deal with all the crappy cards that life has given me. It does make it easier for me to know I'm not the only one having a hard time. And a few of you guys I've become really close to, and I interact with you on a regular basis, even when I'm not filming. And I couldn't ask for better support than that. Thank you, Rick. Drake Tooth, yeah, fun size. I actually have a shirt that says, I'm not short, I'm fun size. Oh, wow, Patriot, that's... Yeah, that's another reason why I got the hysterectomy. I'm very medically minded, so if anything I say upsets, offends, or disgusts you guys, I'm sorry. But that's just how my mind goes. But basically my ovaries were shriveled up to nothing. They were like raisins. They weren't doing anything. And so doctors told me, you're not going to have kids. And if by some miracle you do, it could kill you. Because with Turner syndrome, if you do get pregnant, you are likely to have a heart attack or aortic dissection in the second or third trimester. A lot of Turner syndrome women have died in pregnancy or childbirth. And so that was another reason to get everything removed. Not only was it not working, but if a miracle happened and it did start to work one day, it could kill me. Plus, I just like not needing to buy monthly supplies anymore. Or dealing with that pain and burden. Yeah, Patriot, they also are high risk of preeclampsia too. So Turner syndrome affects all ways of living. And if any of you guys do have friends or family with it, like Patriot does, I encourage you guys to do some research so you can get a better idea of what they deal with. Or you could also watch my video where I go into detail about my experience with it and how it's affected me mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's not easy being so forthright with my feelings and experiences, but the more I do it, the easier it does get. And I do feel better after venting to you guys. Rick, I was homeschooled, so I'm used to big words. But yeah, Patriot is not fun. Oh, Calvin, that sounds very painful. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. And thank you, Rick. I do feel supported and loved by all you guys. I feel my throat starting to really dry out now. And I feel a really bad coughing fit on its way. So I'm gonna say goodnight and drink a lot of tea, eat my dinner, and have a bunch of Ricola. I'm getting tired of sounding like I have some awful disease when it's just asthma and congestion. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, Calvin. That's pretty cool. I do like tech and stuff like that too. Thank you all. Hugs, kisses, and love to all you guys. Not sure when I'll do my next stream, but I just wanted to say hi to all you guys and to let you know I'm not dead. I am on the mend. It's just this cough is going to be with me for a while. That's how it always goes. Yes, CT Whaley, I will have whiskey in my tea, and that should help. Thank you all again for being here for me, for supporting me, and for making me know that I'm not alone. It means a lot, and without your support, there'd be no point in me doing any of this. So have a good night, you guys, and I'll keep you posted.